Here we go now.
What I got to give it to you, dog.
Yeah.
You do a little dancing and you do a little walk up. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away.
Here we go now.
Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
Just give it away, nigga. Break the back.
Don't stop,
Break the back.
don't stop,
Break the back.
don't stop, continue.
Break the back.
Don't stop.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Good evening.
Who is that beautiful face on my screen? Is that Miss AK? Oh, we chat before, dear. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I kind of expected this more in November, but yes, we have chatted before.
Okay. So what are we doing here today? What are we doing? How have you been?
Been well. They interesting things at work. They did cut our hours a little bit. Only for about
why?
30 minutes.
Do you know why?
Because I believe it was other shifts, MHAs were, or anyone who wasn't regular was creeping overtime. And we
let
did
me
not have
tell you.
overtime.
What we ended up doing was they cut everybody's overtime because of the end of the fiscal year. It ended the end of September. It restarted in October. So the end of the fiscal year, they try to make sure that they stay under budget. Now October is here. Don't worry, you're gonna make some change. They're gonna start, they're gonna whoop you. They're gonna whoop you. But what's going on? I'm curious, dear. I'm curious. You are what? You're a mail handler.
I'm a mail handler assistant.
Okay.
Going on about 7-8 months now.
Okay.
I work at a plant in Texas. And I personally like it, although I was told if I started at any other group in any other tour, I probably would feel differently about it.
Right.
So I appreciate that I kind of started where I'm at.
Okay.
And at least I know why I was coming.
Well, that's a good thing. I do have a question for you, and I'm hoping that you're going to help me out. Everybody wanted to hear from a mail handler. You are a mail handler, and you're a female mail handler. I think it's time that we get a female mail handler as one of the content creators, dear. Can I help you help me help our audience so that people don't ask me about what a mail handler does? Because I don't even know how to ride a tow motor. I don't know what inducting mail is. So when somebody asks these questions, I need somebody with knowledge. Somebody that's going to speak clearly, somebody that's going to smile. I want people to be able to contact you and say, hey, how do you do it, girl? Can you help me out?
I would help you out.
So,
I would help you out. I would try to answer as much as I can. If I don't know the answer, I will try to find it, or hopefully find someone who have a better way of explaining something. Because I'm also new into the mail handler system, so I'm also learning a lot. And I have learned a good deal, but there's always something new to learn. And I ask a lot of questions at work, especially my union rep.
Okay. Well, I'm thanking you for that because honestly, it's a very grueling job that you guys do. And do you sweat it all at work?
Yes, almost immediately. A lot. It started to do a lot more, especially considering that it's cooling off, which is surprisingly, yeah. It's almost as soon as we start, I walk in there with the jacket because it's chilly in the morning.
Okay.
And we hadn't even started work. We're about to set up the machine. I'm already taking my jacket off. And that's just to set up the machine that I'm at to start work. Once we start work, that's a whole different ballgame. And there's some slow moments where I can cool off and then I put the jacket back on, but it's not on long before I'm either doing something else and this jacket's back on. Okay. And what's different from now And from where we last talked is I am now driving the riding jack.
Ooh. Oh, you got a riding mower, a riding jack. Yeah, really?
Yeah. I
So
finally
you
got
flipping around with one hand on there, and you like standing sideways and stuff.
I'm standing sideways, hold on.
Okay.
Being a little
Okay.
careful with it, because I mean, if you wouldn't realize it responds very quickly. It responds very quickly. You barely can turn it one way and it will jerk forward. So you really got to be careful with it. But I finally got that.
What's a riding jack for people that don't know?
Riding jack is very similar. It's pretty much a motorized. It's a bigger machine, motorized, but it's pretty much a pallet jack. It's like a motorized pallet jack. And then there's the short fork, which can carry one pallet. And then there's the long fork that can carry two pallets. And then they stack them on the two pallets. You'll be carrying technically two pallets, but 4 boxes or 4 wires. And
you must have a very big plant.
we are actually one of the bigger plants in, I believe, in Texas, and I think the 5th in the States.
Really?
Yes, apparently our plant also likes to help a lot. We did get a lot of mail rerouted during the Louisiana. We did get rerouted Louisiana mail. We actually worked 6 days that week for that rerouted mail, and we did a few days just strictly Louisiana mail.
Dang.
During their when they were going through their, I believe it's hurricane, tropical storm. We think we got a little bit. We thought we were going to get, New York and New Jersey and Houston, but that didn't happen. But we did expect that. So if people, just for future reference for everybody out there, if there is a natural disaster and you work at a plant and that whatever happens to that natural disaster and they need that mail to go somewhere, it can get rerouted to your plant, which can affect your hours and it can give you overtime, and you might work 6 days that week because you will help out. Mail got to get out. You will help out.
Damn. That's impressive because where I'm located, my plant isn't as big and they don't have the riding mowers there. I don't think they have faith in the people that have them. They have the electric pallet jacks where you just walk behind, but I do know how to handle those. But when they have faith in people and bigger stations or bigger plants, they do have the riding jacks and all different types of machines. And obviously you had to go through some type of training, yeah?
Yes, there's there's certain people in the plant that are trained to train you. So you got to find out who those guys are and get to know all of them in case you can't get one of them, or if one doesn't have access to something else, you have someone else. Like there was someone I worked with, he trained me driving, but he didn't have access to make me watch the videos. So I had to find someone else to get me to watch the videos. You have to watch his safety videos. Once you watch that, you sign a paper that you watched it, and then you can get an actual license. And once you get the license, you'll carry that with your badge, and then they'll take your badge and then they'll give you access to actually log into these machines. So you actually have to log in, or they'll just be locked. It will move, it will honk, like beep at you the whole time, and it'll move very slow. Yes, you have to log in, answer a few questions, safety questions, check the machine's working. You say yes, no. And then once you're officially logged in, then you can drive it to its full capacity. So once you get all that, there's just certain people that do these certain things. Like only one person can give you that badge access. So it is a little time consuming. It especially depends if your supervisor will give you the time to get training. That was my issue. That's what took a bit, because he would not really give me the time. Like I went training and he would interrupt it. You're supposed to be like on there for like a day, which is, to me, it's not reasonable, but the goal is they'll give you training for a day, but he kept interrupting mine like 2 hours in. And then when I tried to do it again on a different day, he interrupted again. So you want to be comfortable. So don't rush it until you're comfortable driving, because these machines can injure and or kill. So don't like just drive. So I didn't feel comfortable for a while because I kept getting my training cut.
Okay.
I did go
That's
to my
awesome.
steward, and he got someone else to train me during the time my supervisor wasn't there. I purposely waited for a different supervisor
Okay.
so I can get this training, because the other one would be like, no, we need you here. And I had she drove that was best training, because she had me drive around, pick up stuff, drop off, drive around, pick up stuff, drop off. She had me pick up a few different things, the wires, which is the big wires, the the APCs. She had me pick up those, and then she had me pick up, no, we didn't do cans, because technically you're not supposed to do the cans on the riding jacks. There only should be on the jitney, which is another machine. There's three. There's about
Wait,
four.
wait. We don't want to talk about all these machines. That's something that you got to talk about we're gonna have your channel going. I want you to talk about these things on your channel. I want to get to know you, and I want to know, how is it that you're a female and then you're doing this man job? I don't think that you belong where the male handlers are. Tell me how you think why you think that you're good enough to be a male handler, or because it's a man's job.
Well, it's not a man's job.
Oh, really?
It might be a little bit easier, maybe, but no, anyone could do the job. And then if things are a little bit heavy, at least where I'm at, everybody's willing to help. All you gotta do is grab one more person. Even men will help, and even men need help to pick up something, especially if the box says 2-team lift. So sometimes if it's too heavy, then no one will pick it up, or you just can wait for one person. You would leave it there until you can find somebody, but like, hey, can you help me lift this in there? If it takes 3 of you, it takes 3 of you. If it takes 2, it takes 2. But you can pick up, and anyone could do it, and just know your limits. Definitely just know your limits. Don't be Superwoman or Superman and try to pick up something that you clearly is going to hurt, and also know how to lift. That's a very big thing right there. Like, there's a big difference between bending over and picking something heavy and then stooping down, kind of like the low squat, and putting most of the weight on your legs and picking it up. Keeping your back.
I want to hear all that. No, I don't want to hear all of that. That's for your channel. That's for your channel. Don't get on my channel talking about what you do. You talk about that on your channel, but that's something that they need to know. Yes. They need to know that. And I implore anybody that's watching this to make sure that you get over to this young lady's channel to make sure that you get the proper information. There's no corners cut. She's talking directly to everybody. AK, I ain't trying to be, how tall are you, young lady?
I am 5'0".
5 foot tall, fun sized. Sorry, children. Listen, if this young lady can be a mail handler and do what she does, and are you excelling?
Yes, I actually have quite a decent reputation there. Since I'm a mail handler, and I might lose where I'm at if everyone's working, then if I'm loose, I'm pretty much open, and almost most, especially the MDO, he'll know, hey, they can send me anywhere and I can get it done.
So you are, what's that word I use sometimes? You're dependable.
Yes.
Dependability. Do they bother you? I mean, when you got there, were they on your back?
No, they did watch a lot of us. I almost didn't really pay attention to how much they were watching us. I just usually have my music on and I'll just get the work done. But I did notice a few things, like they knew if I could handle one thing by myself. I think I did one side on the universal because it was by myself, or they need me to get something done. Like, they'll get me pretty quick, especially when I was free. Sometimes I would just volunteer. I'm like, hey, I'll go, depending where it was going. If they need me in the dock, if I'm open, especially on the dock, he said, hey, you want to help me on the dock? I said, yeah, pretty quick on the dock, surprising. Apparently I surprised a lot of people back there, especially a lot of the guys.
You interact with the truck drivers?
No, actually, I don't really see them, but I know they're there. It's mostly the other mail handlers that work on the dock.
Okay.
I remember I worked one guy, and he was like, oh, you're pretty fast for a woman. That was his comment. I'm not really easily offended because prior military, can't say anything I haven't heard. And I was like, so sometimes we start
military too?
Yes.
Well, thank you for your service, AK. I get where the AK come from now.
Exactly.
Mm, okay.
Yep.
No, I know that a lot of people feel as if you have a very grueling job. And I interact with a lot of mail handlers, and it's really not an easy job. Through your journey of doing your job from the beginning to the end, you know, I really want to push that a lot of people need to know that women can do this job. And I'm hoping that anybody that's watching now stops my video and clicks on her channel, because a mail handler by themselves, a new mail handler by themselves, it's a very hard job. But when you have a female that's doing it and being petite as well, I believe that any female for any one of your crafts should just go over there to get some of the advice, because she's doing it. She's doing it now because it can be done. Not only was she a mail handler, or is she a mail handler, but we had a couple talks behind the scenes. What else did you do there, young lady? For more on that specific topic, I need you guys to go over to her channel, finish watching the video, enjoy what she has to say. Her information is in the video description below. We out.